Today the date is August 24th. Ooh, I almost forgot the date, which is not new, but it's my brother's birthday. So that would be rude. But, well, one of my brothers. Anyway, today the date is August 24th, 2019, and I'm excited. I'm excited because a lot has happened. A lot has happened, and I can't really talk about it because I was advised ahead of time that things would pop off, and I can't talk about it. It's not a good idea to talk about it. Um, so I won't. But I was gonna do some cards. I got a spread going right here. Not a actual spread. I haven't started yet. But I don't know. In an extra good mood. Excuse the look. Have not cut my hair, but I got the little curls going, and I'm digging it. You can't see the whole look, so I mean, it is what it is. Going to a party today. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm not a party type person, but it's supposed to be like chill and like I'm a kickback type of person, and it's with a friend that I wanted to hang out with earlier this week, and instead of doing nothing tomorrow with her, I'm hanging out with her today, and she's taking me to a party. I'm excited for that. I hope you can hear me. I'm really not trying to be loud right now, because like I said, a lot popped off, and I like to keep my space. So we're just gonna get into the reading. I don't know what this reading is gonna be about. I heard a plane, and my dumb ass, I was like, is that coming from in here? Is it in the video? And I'm just like, no, you are the video. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna start with the reading. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even, all readings are important, so I can't say it's not gonna be important. But I don't know what it's gonna be at all. I haven't done a reading in a while, so I wouldn't say my confidence is shot. It's more like I kind of wanted to just do this for myself, but told me to turn on the camera, so I did. And I guess rightly so. I haven't been on for like 3 weeks at this point. That's a month. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. So it's a little difficult to do things. Excuse the ties in the background. It is what it is. Can we even see it? Oh, that is the worst possible angle. I hope that you can at least still hear me, cause that makes everything even better. Cause hallelujah. All right. Oh, okay. So I was moving these cards, and ooh, that's even worse. Hold on. We'll see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. It's like, please get these angles together before you turn on the video. But also, I'm it's raw and unedited. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I hope that is a better angle. Now how do I make it stay like that? You know what? Nope. Oh, you know what? We're just gonna we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do the damn thing. That's what we're gonna do. All right. So the first. Okay, so I don't know what these cards are called because I kind of don't keep track of my labels because I got them from Wish. So the I had to cut the side boxes and make labels and whatnot, and you don't actually care, but I don't know what they're called. Anyway, so these were behind where I'm sitting the phone right now, and picking them up. These two cards came out, so I'm gonna save those on the side right there. So I guess that's the pick from there. I have all of my decks out right now. Um, like I said, I was planning on this kind of being long for myself. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen because I haven't pulled out my cards in a while. These two cards came out after I just sat this deck down, so I like that we're narrowing down decks because I think that it would be entirely too long to make a video with all of these cards. Like, I just don't know. And these cards are speaking to me, so I'm gonna just take them. So there's two, and that's good. Narrowing it down. And I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. I have a book right here. It's the Moonology Oracle card guidebook. I have it like that because I have a random page. Like, I just opened the book because along with my guidance, I also like to like open the book and see what it like just on a random card, and it usually works out. So that's what I do. But I wanted to make it a little bit more fun for myself and just like opened it randomly and just popped it upside down. So we're gonna read that later too. Okay, so but we are actually gonna pull ghost cards. I hope I didn't press something. Okay. Anyway, I don't usually. Oh, sorry. I'm shuffling the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards, which I meant to get another deck, but Spirit was like, you don't know how to read those decks, so we'll give you the one that is better. Um, yeah. Anyway, but I don't say it in all of my videos, but I mean to, and it's just kind of implied because it's a lifestyle, honestly. Everything is always done in divine timing, so even if I don't say it, it really is implied. Honestly, if you watch a video that means absolutely nothing to you from someone else, like social media, I don't know, something that is just less meaningful than something telling you about your life, they're all in divine timing. So time is an illusion and energy is fluid. You'll hear a lot of readers say that, but it is specifically, um, it's just it's literally like it is what it is. So two cards kind of showed themselves here as I shuffled them. The first one was completion, and then I'm gonna stop on joy right now because I feel like that's a really important thing for me to talk about. And okay, stop. All right, I'm on the bed, so it's like all kind of coming towards me. I pulled out perseverance. I really hope these aren't backwards, like on the videos. It is what it is. I'm talking, so hopefully you can hear it. Perseverance and impartiality. Haha, that's funny. That's really funny. Yeah, those aren't the only cards that we're gonna pull from that because I'm feeling like I really want to just shuffle and talk. But basically, those cards right now are important in the collective, I'm gonna say, because I really don't want to put my own business in here because I specifically said that they told me it wasn't a good idea, and I'm feeling more balanced with the way that I'm talking. I don't know. Spirit has me speak in certain different ways. It's really interesting. Like, I'm a very, I don't know. Like I said, it's a lifestyle for me. It's kind of like I'm always channeling something. It's always a channeled message when you speak to me, even if you don't understand it. If you don't understand it at the time, you'll probably understand it later. If it wasn't relevant for you, I highly doubt that. But anyway, yeah, so a lot has happened, and upon watching videos in general, they've been saying that a lot of the divine feminines have been going through it, like just absolutely just going through it. And my life is pretty much set up so that this is, I want to say that it's very easy for me. It is very easy for me to be a part of this journey because my journey was set up to be perfect so that I could do it without any doubt. However, the emotions behind it are unescapable. Oh, inescapable? Yeah, that's the word. So, um, to someone else, my situation would not be that bad, but to me, being that it is part of my life and being the person I am, it is very real for me and it is very a big deal. But at the same time, it's not a big deal because, you know, um, I'm choosing to be very impartial about it because I know that it is all an illusion. I know it's all just because, you know, we all kind of get the guidance before something happens. I get the guidance after something happens, and I'm like, oh, thanks. But this time it was a little different because I thought something happened, but it didn't, not yet. It was just a little something something. And then I watched a video, and then it was just like, they Spirit wants to congratulate you and let you know that you're doing a really good job, and they want to applaud you on how you're handling triggers within your life and handling childhood wounds. And I was just like, thank you, because I thought it had already happened. But this ain't the first time where that's happened where I'm just like, no, it can't get any worse. And then something happens, you know? So, but since I had already been peeped to it, and that usually only happens when it's something that is just like heck of left field. But even though I still knew, I don't know. That's just how it is. You kind of just know. But I didn't create it. That was the thing. I didn't want to create it. And I wasn't afraid of it either. But it was something that definitely needed to happen because, you know, maybe I was afraid of it. And it happened, and it wasn't that bad. Because I'm choosing to be impartial about it. Because I know where my path is going. Like, I know that I'm taken care of. So whatever's happening to anybody out there right now, make sure you're staying in joy and make sure that you're staying in love, because this quest is not it's not hard. I'm going to say it like this. It's not hard, but it's not meant to be easy. You were not given a life that you can't handle. There is a reason why when you go through stuff, you went through it and you say, I did that. Because then you can move on. Hopefully you can move on, because that's part of your journey, is to let stuff go, because that's really important right now. Divine feminines and divine masculines, so just collective in general. Let it go as best as you can. It is really hard to let stuff go, and it's really hard to remember that you're good enough, and remember that this whole thing that you're going through is it's not fake. It's not a game. It's not, oh, everybody gets a say in whatever I'm doing. It's your life. That might trip a lot of people up, but that's not your problem. It could be if you make it that, but the whole point is that they're upset because they made it their problem when you're just trying to live your life. Now, if I was in a different situation, it would be a lot harder for me because I'm seeing that, like through the cards, I'm seeing a lot that the divine feminines, they have a lot of money. I'm gonna say not a lot of money, but maybe a lot of money. I don't know. Their abundance is different. They're abundant, and abundance comes in different ways. Work is labeled differently. You know, do the work, do the spiritual work. That's what it is. Do the work can also mean going to work. So that is where my life comes in, where it's a little different, and it is. My soul, like my sole purpose is to highlight, really highlight the soul. Highlight that you can get through life with your passions. Now that takes patience, But it's just the same as working at a 9 to 5 job and saving up for 3 months. But for me, I'm able to do that because of the circumstances that have been put in my life, because of the choices that have been made. It allows me to be totally impartial about everything, completely impartial, to be honest. It's, it's like a whole renewal, like it's a whole thing. It's just like I feel born again in a way where you can't explain this joy by saying, oh, I have everything in the world. I have everything in the world when it comes to what's inside of me, and that is what is most important on my specific path. Divine feminines in general, I don't know, things are just a lot harder for them because they have to push through, and it's not for all of them because sometimes it's switched around. I know I have a couple, more than a couple of sets of twins in my life, and none of them have really awakened per se. So I don't really have a good example for their lives. I know what they're running from. I know the situations that they could be better with. Like, I'm very in tune with their lives. However, I'm not sure which one is going to be the runner. Well, well, I don't know. I don't know exactly how they're gonna make that happen yet, because that's their story. Everybody's path is different, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand because they keep trying to put somebody in a mold where it don't fit, where it don't go, and it's not even any of their business. It could be if they wanted to understand, but when it comes down to it, if you bend and you go in a direction that you're not supposed to be going in, you're gonna get sent right back to where you started from, and you're gonna wish that you had already gone through what you're going through in the first place. So it is all about decisions. What is this card? Yeah, it was flipped upside down, so I was like wondering the whole time while I was talking what the heck it was. Yeah, you really have to be impartial to things that happen in this world, because there is a whole nother world within you that you're ignoring when you choose to run away from your passion. And your passion and your whole, oh, let me tell you, your whole inside world has a lot to do with this journey. And specifically in mine, I'm already, I'm not gonna say that because I feel like that's part of something great happened, and I don't think I actually need to say what it is. Do I? I don't know. I'm feeling like that's on the path of not saying too much, so I'm gonna just not say it. So basically, some good things happened in my inner world, and that's because I took the time to build my inner world, like trees and shit, like all of it, the whole 9 yards. Like I've made that world just as important as this one, and things started to fall in place. I'm not gonna say what happened, but I think some people can put it together if you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will know what I'm talking about when you get there. So it is about building that inner world and going through it, because the whole point of this path is because this world is missing what's on the inside in the first place. So, when you choose to do what everybody else wants you to do instead of doing what you know to be right, it's like running away. It's like running away from all of your passions. It's like running away from all of your joy, because then you're going to be in a spot where you can't blame anybody but yourself when you're not happy about being in that situation. And when you decide to step out again, um, you're you might just want to blame everybody else for the fact that you didn't go in the right direction. However, when you do it, you're going to feel really happy that you even did it. One, you're going to be really happy. It's just, I don't know. I can't really stress the renewal card any more than that. Like, it's such a beautiful thing. Um, and honestly, like, my self-worth has definitely reached an all-time high. It is definitely something that has taken a lot of work, because I started working on it in the first place 2 years ago, but this has really put into, like, I'm glad that I worked on that before I got here. Like, I'm glad that my path was able to put me in that place. Everybody's path is different. So if you gotta mess up a couple of times before you figure out where you wanna go, you know, that's a part of the journey in the first place. It just happened to be easier for me because it's easier for me to explain it. I'm really good at explaining my feelings and what it is that I do and how things work and experiences that happen, the abundance, even things that I haven't really dipped into. Abundance can come in different ways. Like, if you can sing, your singing voice will be nicer. If you're smart, you're smart. I don't really know what to say about that part. Dancing, your mind being opened up, little things. That's usually when they start giving it to you. However, for me, I feel like they was giving other people money, and that that's the big prize for me, I guess. But abundance is a lot of things, and vanity, the vanity card, it is just more of a self love card for me. It's not about being vain. It's about I did that, and I did that again. And you know what? I did it again. So all these insecurities that you have, put them down and just pray. Pray for your self love, because that is honestly, at this point, at where I'm at right now, the biggest yes that I've received from being on this journey. My self worth. That is the biggest yes. That is just the biggest yes. And joy. So I was gonna pull another card before I move on, but I don't know. I think we might leave it on. Yeah, and then you take some rest, because if you're going through anything, Lord have mercy, I know it's tiring. It's tiring just being in a situation where you know the right thing to do, and it honestly would be harder for me at this point to run away. Like, not run away physically, run away from my path. Like, it would be harder than just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but at the same time, it's harder being talked down to. It's harder. Your ego definitely takes a bit of a hit, and you just have to remember that you made a commitment to be a part of this, and that what is waiting for you is something that your ego can't give you. It's something that you honestly, if you run away from it, you are running away from your power, and you're running away from the energies that are trying to help you out. So it's really something that is important, that you continue to do what you need to do, and show people who you are. These cards are beautiful, and I'm sorry you can't really see them. It ain't my fault. I'm doing the best I can. It's just, it is what it is though. Take flight. Show people who you are. Now, in my case, yeah, I was gonna just talk about it, but in my case, Spirit wants me to be here for rejuvenational purposes. So when uh, when I say show the world who I am, is literally doing what I was doing in the first place, and regardless of what everybody else is saying, I know where I'm supposed to be. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know what I'm not supposed to be doing. Can nobody tell me what I need to be doing? And when I allowed somebody to try, like when I allowed someone else's views to get into my picture, into my story, even a little bit, like I didn't let them know. I didn't let them know that I thought about it until after the fact. But it's like they're operating out of fear. There's no value that they are putting in just existing. And that is where the divine feminine comes in. She is showing you the power of just being. It's easy for the masculine to go out there and do and do and do in order for him to get the outside purpose. And when we all start doing that, we set the vibration of just doing. And then we kind of just skip out on the part of being. So then we realize that we need to take from someone else in order to feel better about ourselves. I need to be on top of you in order to feel superior in my own skin. That's something that the world is yeah. Violet Flame is about light at the end of the tunnel. That is exactly what the world is turning to. There needs to be a balance. We've seen where the world can be with just the masculine. It was just the. It was more of a distorted masculine energy. Therefore, the distorted feminines started popping up, manipulative, and basically using sex for power. And it's just like the whole skewed way of the world. It is very present in our music. Back that ass up. I don't really know how to rap, but you get the point. Like it's not like I don't listen to, music like that, but that's the point. Like it is very skewed. We're supposed to realize that we're all equal, but we don't treat each other like that. But it's because we're looking on the outside. A homeless person is probably not even homeless sometimes. Honestly, most of the time where I live, yes, they are, and they are not doing so well. But that is okay because we are gonna be okay. But there are a lot of people that choose to live on the road just because they want to live on the road. That is not me. But I have been in that part because that is where my path has taken me. So that I could appreciate what I had. And I already did. So I was able to appreciate what I had in that moment too. So each spot that I've been put in, I've been learning how to appreciate, even if I'm not necessarily okay. I want to say that I am where I want to be at because on the inside I'm at where I want to be at. And physically, I have everything that I need. If this house was taken away, I have everything that I need. I'm not desperate to be in any situation because I know that I'm taken care of because I'm following my path. Is that hard to say after everything that's happened? Yes. But is it true? Hell yes. And it takes a lot of guts to smile in the face of people that you thought had your back, but at the same time, you know that you forgive them because they just don't understand. So it's like a give and take situation, but you have to stay true to yourself. And a lot of people that are going through this, if they're going through something that is a little bit harder, because I realize that my life is very well put together, and that all the emotional stuff, all the emotional baggage and whatnot has definitely been taken care of along the way. Like, I'm a very active worker when it comes to my inside work and my outside work. I'm a hard worker. That's just who I am. Like, I'm a try hard. Um, which is why it was kind of hard for me to be here doing less than physical work. But I know the value. I know the value in myself. That is something that has been given to me because I learned how to do it. That's a gift. That is a gift that we choose not to see in ourselves. We were all created equal. We all have the power to see when someone is not having the best intentions for us. But if we choose to let all these blocks come in, then we cannot look down on another person for seeing something and going in a different direction because they chose to use their gift and we did not. That's not their fault. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. You will eventually be doing what you're supposed to be doing, but you can't put other people down just because they don't understand what's going on. And that's something that I was actually kind of accusing myself of doing. I wasn't putting anybody down, but I have this knack for really understanding what needs to go right in someone's life in order for them to be completely happy. And I was like, that it feels like I'm passing judgment, and it's so easy for me to do it that I just look at somebody and be like, interesting. And it's not even judging a book by its cover, it's like their energy. The energy they bring, everything that they say. I'm like, I can gauge on if this person is a good match for me in my life, one. If they are a good match for themselves, to be honest. Like, what kind of energy are they bringing to the table? Energy honestly tells me everything, and it's really easy for me to do that. And I don't want to look at people like that because I've never looked at people like that. I look at people, I see beautiful, and I still see beautiful, but I also see how I can help them. And that is something that's just like, now I have that how can I help you mind. And that is not necessarily what I want, but it is important for me to have, especially in my life. And everybody can have that. I just choose to use that actively. But at the same time, um, when it comes to people that I feel like, they don't need me doing all of that because I don't tell them. It's just what I think. And I don't tell them. And I was just like, you know what? I could be wrong. And that is the thing. I was like, I could be wrong. I'm going to just leave it at that. I could be wrong. But then I realized that I wasn't wrong. I was not wrong. And every time that I feel like I'm gonna learn from someone, from them doing it right, it's usually another reason why this world can be better. That that's what I'm gonna say on that. So, you know, doesn't mean I'm perfect. When I say perfect, I mean like, oh, look at me, I'm perfect. Oh my God, look at me. Um, no, it just means that I'm perfect because I realized that I have flaws. And when I had realized about those flaws, is that, well, one, just keep it, just chill. When you chill out about your flaws. They're not that bad, to be honest. People call me out on stuff. Well, I want to say people call me out on stuff, but they call me out for stuff that is not even like stuff that I'm purposely doing. Like, oh, you look arrogant. But in my head, I'm thinking, don't look at me. So I don't know. It's not. It's not stuff that. It's definitely not stuff that I don't know. Like, ooh, yes. For me personally, I have a flaw of. I wouldn't say that I always think I'm right. I would not say that because there are a lot of things that I don't know, and I'm really happy to learn. Like I love learning, and that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't really care how much I know over someone. I just like to know about what I'm doing. I like to be able to do what it is that I'm doing and master what it is that I'm doing. So, if I happen to be really good at something like spirituality, intuition, things like that, good at mastering myself, then I can't really say that I'm wrong because every time that I think I'm wrong, I was wrong about being wrong. So I can't really say that I'm not always right. But there are things like, um, oh, I thought that person was going to be important to me, and it turned out that they were not. There we go. That would be a certain thing. Um, like, you know, friends that come and go and people like that. Uh, I don't like being disagreed with. However, usually when people disagree with me, they're outrightingly telling me that I'm wrong. Let me say that again. Usually when people disagree with me, they're outrighting, they are just telling me that I'm wrong. They usually say it in those words. However, it'll be about something that I know is right. So I don't even try to like get one up on them because I'm just like they'll figure it out when it's time. And then they come back and tell me you were right. So I don't really know what else to say about that. I'm not always right, but when it comes to like inside stuff, like intuitional stuff, that I'm usually right. I'm gonna just say usually, but we just heard what I just said. So that being said, following your gifts, going on your path, doing what you need to be doing in life is really going to take you far. And if other people don't like it and you know that you're supposed to be going in a certain direction, not because you're operating out of fear, you're like, I need to do this. I want to do this cuz I want to be my own person. No. Did your heart tell you you want to go in that direction? So like that's talking about like gangs and stuff like that. People that go in a certain direction. Some people it just happens to, but some people think it's cool to be in a situation like that. But you honestly you hear all these people saying we need to stop fighting. I don't understand why we keep putting ourselves in those situations. And yes, we need to work through our fears, guys. Come on now. It is the time where we need to hold our visions. We need to hold our visions. Where do you want to go? And I don't mean like where do you want to go physically, like where do you want to go within yourself? Are you happy? Do you want to just learn how to smile? That's something that I didn't know how to do 2 years ago. And my smile is very beautiful, so I'm really happy about it. I also have this smile that is just like, yeah, something like that. I like being able to make funny faces and not feel like I have to look a certain way. You know, that's a part of being perfect. You know you have flaws. You know that there's things that you want to that you just you've been working on. There's some things. However, you realize that you are perfect exactly the way you are and you're making an effort every day to be better. That is perfect. That's what perfect means. Now, In the dictionary, somebody will be like, no, perfect means flawless. Well, bitch, I'm flawless, if you want to say it like that. Because if you keep trying to go for a porcelain doll, not a person, a porcelain doll, and say that, I want to be like them, I want to be perfect like them, that's an inanimate object. So if you're trying to take the definition from perfect and put it, on yourself, and it's usually described for an inanimate object or something that's not real, then you're not, that's stupid. Point blank, that's stupid. You're not gonna get anywhere. If you realize that you're perfect the way you are, then you will always see yourself as perfect. That does not mean that you don't see your flaws, though. That does not mean, like, I'm also, let's see, I can be defensive, but it's usually with good points. Uh, so yeah, a lot of people are just probably gonna be like, she keeps saying that she has these flaws, but she keeps making excuses for the. No, it's like, it is what it is. Like, I don't want to say that I'm perfect in general, but I do keep my shadow side in check. Like, we're friends. Like, we keep it in check, and that's all we're pulling from that card, from those cards. But yeah, no, we keep it in check. Those are important things to think about. If you want to, like, I can pop off on somebody very easily. However, that's not. I'm not that type of person who likes to pop off on people. But if put in a situation where I have some things to say because someone is poking and poking and poking and poking and acting up, and I feel like, because I really gotta feel like it's a because I'm good at cutting people off, so there is also the latter. But when it comes down to it, I choose not to pop off on people, but I'm also, again, very intuitive. So when it comes down to it, if I have something to say, it's gonna go straight to the heart, and it won't even be me being mean. It won't. It won't even be me being mean, but you'll think I yelled at you, and you'll think that I almost ripped you a new one, but like, I didn't. All I said was a couple of words, and it it sliced you, and then people get stuck, they get confused, and they kind of walk away. Um, don't argue with me. Let's have a conversation. It's a little different, right? But you have to listen to what I'm saying as well, because I am always very, very, very well listening to everything that you say. So when people decide they want to get all riled up, and I'm just like, here we go again, it makes me not want to talk to you. It makes me not want to be around you. I don't need you, but at the same time, I want this person in my life. I give people chances, and in order to do that, I have to be nice sometimes. And I'm not necessarily like the nicest person, but I'm not a mean person either. Like, I'm just me. Honestly, you can't really label me. People try it, but for some reason they're always wrong. It's so interesting to me. So, moving on. So, this one says, brilliant idea. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. These are Archangel Oracle cards. So, and these fell out on their own, so I didn't pick these, but I did at the same time. And that it goes back to what I was talking about before. If you know that you're supposed to be doing something, regardless of what everybody else is saying, if you know that it is going to bring you happiness and emotional fulfillment, then do it. You are right. You're right. You're the only master in your life. people can have their ideas, people can say certain things if they want to, but when it comes down to it, if you choose to go in a separate direction than where your soul is taking you, you can't blame them. You you cannot. You make your own decisions. It doesn't matter if you did it because of this and this and this. You make your own decisions. When you choose to go in the right direction, this is teaching and learning. It says, Archangel Zadkiel, I think that's how you say it, keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. Excuse me, I had to burp. They'll learn from you. If you're in a situation where you're afraid to leave because someone else is involved, they can't grow unless you grow. So, get out of your comfort zone, first off. And this whole journey that I'm on in general is definitely not in my comfort zone. Treating someone else's house as if it is mine and existing in it and being by myself physically in it is just like, that's new for me because I've always had my house. Like, I've always had other people to go to hang out and whatnot. I have one, and that came a little late in the game, but I'm happy about it. Hallelujah. It was well needed, and it came at the right time. But I'm gonna actually read this card because it just happened to say what I was gonna say, but going with the doing what you're supposed to be doing and teaching other people by doing it. Comfort, Archangel Azrael, or Azrael? Azrael. I'm just gonna go with that. I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Right now, the heart chakra is a big deal, because it's just really easy to pretend like things aren't bad, or not even not bad, because I wouldn't call it bad. It's really easy to pretend that everything's hunky-dory, and then like things are not when they're not. And it's because there's healing that needs to be done. And the angels are basically telling you that, along with your brilliant idea of going where you need to go, where your heart is telling you to go, not towards the bad stuff, towards the good stuff, listening to your intuition, and teaching and learning, doing what you're supposed to be doing, teaching people by example, you are also being divinely helped, supported, guided. You're safe. So what you see out here in this world is not always going to be, what you want to see. But if you believe that you're going in the right direction and you are feeling the way you're supposed to be feeling, because it is all about what's going on the inside as well. If you are keeping up with your work, and I do mean spiritual work in this case, because remember, I am the feminine, so my masculine days are a little in the past. They're not in the past, but we're not going to talk about that. But basically, my role as feminine is to highlight what's going on the inside. My role as my specific feminine is every single thing is on the inside right now. And that is exactly where I'm supposed to be at. And I'm happy. And that is where I'm learning. Let's pull some tarot cards. This is the animal guidance, I think. It was a funny story when I got these cards in the mail, because like I said, I bought these on Wish, so they're smaller, which I'm glad they're still good quality. I love these cards, even though they're very intimidating. But yeah, I got these cards in the mail, and it was funny because I had cats in my front yard, and they decided to stand there and stare at me and they never do that. Like, they stood there and stared at me while I had the package. Like, they wanted me to read the cards for them, and I was just like, you know what, one of these must be the animal ones, because I've never seen this happen before. And sure enough, I read the cards for them, and it was a little difficult because these cards have so much detail in them, it's ridiculous. And but it was pretty straightforward. But yeah, at the bottom of the deck we have balance number 14, which is it the Hanged Man? That's not the Hanged Man. It's not the Tower card, because Tower is 16. 14? Temperance? I hope it's Temperance, because that makes sense. Balance. So that's also very important right now. Keeping your balance. Let's see. We have the Ace of Stones, the Foundation of Life. We have the Ace of Bows, the Spark of Life. So that's the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Then we have the Three of Vessels, and it also says joy. So that's the Three of Cups. It's a cause for celebration. King of Arrows, which is King of Swords, I believe. Yeah, King of Swords. And we have 21, the World Tree, which is also the Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel. I think it's just the Wheel. I don't know. And then we have Queen of Vessels, which is Queen of Cups. The Salmon, which that's funny. Yeah, see, like, these cards don't make sense to me. The Salmon. You know what? I'm gonna read the pictures. And then we have the number 3, the Green Woman, which is the Empress, I believe. So we have a couple of major arcanas, which makes so much sense. So right now we're gonna go with the World Tree. This video is getting long. We have the World Tree. We've been through it, and Lord, I hope it's over now. And in this card, I know we can't really see what's going on, but in this card it has the tree, and it's like in thirds. You know, this is funny. So, wow. Oh, I get it. No, it's technically in fourths. So at the bottom of this, we have like a little maze. Completion, the wheel, right? Stay with me. And if this video got too long for somebody, thank you for being here. So anyway, we have the world maze. We're gonna say the maze. You know how we don't know what the heck we're doing. We're just kind of figuring it out as we're going, right? Same here. And it's funny because we think we're new, right? We think we're new. And I think that's funny because these are little buds. I think these are like little buds right here. And then we grow up and it's just like, whoa, this is a bigger world, right? And then we start actually going on our journey. And then there's so much that is taken out of us, and we feel like we don't have any leaves, right? At the end, we're like, oh, this is hard. I've been through it. Oh my God. You know? And that might be right. But you also look at it the other way. It's like, when I came out of depression, well, when I was coming out of it 2 years ago, it was like, I felt like it was a whole new world, one. So yeah, I felt like it was a whole new world. But throughout that time, I was still taking care of emotions that needed to be taken care of in that period of time by myself. So it was like really difficult. I felt lonely. And then you know what? In the fall time, that's where I met my twin. So it was really interesting because it was starting to feel like it was even better. I already felt good because even though I was dealing with dark times, I flipped my life around and said, I'm happy. I don't care. Like, my physical life was so much, I had so much to be grateful for. So even though I felt like I didn't have any leaves, I was like, let's put some leaves on this bed. And so, I know that's not the way nature works, but that's what I feel like it was doing. It was just like, you know what? Here's something good for you, right? And then it started to get even better because it was like the purest love that I've ever felt, right? And now enlightenment hit, because that's what I'm going to continue to say, because that's what it felt like. Even, like, enlightenment hit, and like this whole journey was opened up in front of me. And it really opened me up to my Queen of Cups. And I felt like a fish out of water because even though I thought there were a lot of people next to me, it was like, oh no, they all have their own ideas and that's great, but oh no, they don't even believe you anymore. Oh, oh, they're it's not time for them to be around you right now. You really do have to do this on your own. And that that was just me, just flopping around, and not even flopping around. I'm very graceful in everything that's happened. You know, the Green Woman spent a lot of time with nature, definitely a lot of time with nature, and I loved it. I loved it. Um, could always do without the bugs. I'm telling you. But the Green Woman is the Empress, but also, yes, a lot of nature going on right here. And also, that did incur a lot of jealousy from people that I didn't even know were jealous. But, if people are jealous, you must be doing something right. And it's like this little vat of water and stuff, and she's like putting stuff in it. I think she's putting stuff in it. It's like your cup right there. So it's like the Queen of Cups, but you got a vat is bigger, right? And on top of that, something we all love, passion and pure abundance in the earth form. Not just necessarily what's going on the inside. So my passions have been recognized, and you know I'm gonna get paid, and I'm excited for that because if anything, it's nice to be able to have. Um, it's nice to be able to have for yourself, and I've never not had for myself, but I've learned to appreciate even more what goes on inside of me instead of where everybody else just thinks that it's about just money, but it's not. Money can mean good things. Money is energy. And if it's coming from somewhere that you're really happy about, you're really happy about it. If it's coming from somewhere where it's sketchy, you're going to feel it when you're given the money. It's like a whole energy exchange. That's why a lot of readers, when they do readings for people, they say energy exchange. They're giving you their energy and giving you guidance, and you're giving them money. It's energy. But when you choose to go after it and not take value in yourself, then you're basically, it is a stone. It's nothing. You know, it feels like nothing. But this one says the spark of life. If you have passion for what you're doing, you're going to get everything you ever wanted in life. Joy, celebration, Three of Cups. That's also what's happening in the collective right now. Things are happening. King of Arrows. See this little guy, he's determined. He's gone. Can't catch him. You cannot catch him. You know, he knows where he's going. He's doing what he needs to do. I also saw the stag under here. The stag is the strength card. Yeah, you can't see that. Sorry. The stag is the strength card. You have to have the strength to do what it is that you want to do in life. You can't let other people run your life for you. They mean well. Well, some of them mean well. Yeah, conflict and chaos. That is just something that's gonna happen when you're doing things right. But if you're doing things, let's say, wrong, we're just gonna say wrong, because if you're going on your path, you might take a couple of left turns. There's no wrong or right, but we all know what I mean. If you're not following your heart and your dreams, your passion, your love, your actual love, like your self love, you know, conflict and chaos can be for the wrong reasons, but when it is for the right reasons, it makes things better. It's just clearing away things that aren't supposed to be there because you held on to them for too long. You know, tick tock. Your life is valuable. Don't waste it doing what other people want you to do if there's something that you want to do. Magician in the mirror, you can make anything happen in your life. You are the master of your universe. And to the door to value, that includes money. Yeah, you need money to do certain things. My life is a little different because certain things it just happened. And then I wasn't gonna pull this at all, but to me, this is the Eight of Cups. Leave stuff behind that doesn't serve you because you're holding yourself back. And all the pain that you're going through can be just simply done with, or done with a purpose. Like, you're not hurting for no reason. The universe is trying to tell you what you need to know. And if you don't believe in certain things like that, you know, do some research and learn what it is that you need to believe in, because I'm not gonna say anything else about that. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. Don't let pride get in your way. That's funny. That is funny. Basically, don't let pride get in your way. If you feel like your beliefs are a little outdated for your specific life, it's okay. I'm not a Christian. I'm spiritual. Like, that is just all I'm gonna say. I love the Lord. I enjoy reading the Bible. That is who I am. But, you know, people might, my phone is dying. People, you know, automatically think that if you believe in God and you believe in Jesus Christ, you are a Christian. But it's a little different. I believe it's a little different. That's putting people in genres and labels and stuff like that, which sometimes it's okay. Like, I like saying that I'm a Leo ascendant because that helps me channel what people see. Like, people see me as arrogant and confident, but that helps me feel better about when I do decide to step out and be like, I can do this, because inside I'm not necessarily that type of person at all. Like, this whole time I've really been wondering why people like to start stuff with me, and I get it now. Like, I really am the person that likes to stay in my lane unless I have to say something, but people decide they want to act up. And it's because, you know, my outer appearance and maybe the way they take stuff that I say. Like, I can say something like this and people will think that I'm yelling at them. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, do what it is that your heart wants you to do. And I'm gonna stop this video because it's really long. And I hope that this helps somebody out. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers, and that's really not important. But I have 2, and that means 2 people found my videos useful. And there are views on my videos. So even though there's not a lot going on, that's way more than nothing going on, and I'm really happy that it at least helped one person, you know, learn more about themselves. Maybe they like my personality, I don't know. I would not say that my best self has been presented on myself, but you know, the camera gonna do what the camera gonna do. But anyway. Alright, I'm gonna clean up now, or do another spread, I don't know. Everybody have a great day and do what makes you happy.